Hello, here we go. Day 2 of this year of discomfort. Hi, if we've not met yet, I'm Beverly Ackerst, the owner of Ritam of Your Life, Ocean Breath Yoga, and you are you, whoever that might be. Um, I figure if we're going to talk about discomfort and if we're going to together go on a journey of exploring discomfort, it helps to kind of figure out if we're all thinking the same thing, define what we consider discomfort. So I like breaking words down a bit. So discomfort, like you hear dis-ease, you hear anything discombobulated. There's that sense of being out of a sense of something. So dis-ease is without ease in the body, which to me, when you really look at what we've used it for, dis-ease, it's our bodies are out of ease, they're out of homeostatic balance. We're out of a nice rhythmic way of being. And remember, rhythm is ritam, it's the laws of nature that govern everything. Homeostasis is part of the laws of nature. Everything has a homeostatic balance. So discomfort comes from the same space. Discomfort, without comfort. Come is like community together, and that bringing together of things that make us at ease within a space is comfort. When you're with a group of people that you really love and care about and trust, you are comfortable in their presence. You know them, you are in community with them, and it becomes a very flowing thing. You have a loved one, you know how each other work, so you can find ease with each other. And discomfort then is those places where we're not feeling a communal sense of being with whatever the experience is. We're not in an easy flow of it. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about discomfort. And it's really good to acknowledge, like I talked about in the first video I made, there's a difference between pain and comfort. We think that everything has to be painful that we don't really want to do, but pain isn't what you're searching for. Pain in the physical form is our bodies trying to let us know that if you don't stop, something's going to be injured, that you will make yourself sick or some other thing. But that is pain. It's a hyper signal. You get pain before something big happens. You hear about before heart attacks, somebody will be getting pain in an arm or in their neck somewhere. The body is signaling, it's trying to scream out. This is not what this year is about. Not looking for painful experiences, ripping yourself to bits so that you can be something else. You're looking to find yourself again. Discomfort is pushing at an edge. If you are in a yin pose, you're holding there, not holding tight. You're letting go to the experience. You find a first edge. And when your body realizes you're safe and you're okay, it lets go. And you all of a sudden find yourself sinking deeper. Something that's been tight can soften. It's not gripping, trying to hold you there. It can release, it's supported. So let yourself be supported and find those edges. Where are you uncomfortable? Can you hang out in that discomfort? Maybe it's as simple as asking for something you need of a friend that you've never asked for before. And stand in it, be okay with the fact it's uncomfortable. Maybe you tell the person, I'm really uncomfortable with asking, so can you just bear with me as I ask for what I need? And see what happens if you just do that simple thing, that first little thing. And you might find that when you realize you're okay, that everything in you lets go a bit. And the next time you try, it's a little easier. So here is your consideration of that word: discomfort. Nothing painful that you're going to do to yourself this year. Doesn't mean pain doesn't come from those places of discomfort. Sometimes we're unaware of the signals and things come up, things happen. But that is why you're doing this. So you can recognize much more quickly on a more consistent basis what the difference is and where it is you need to go and where it is you need to pull back. Okay, so we have that. We have this understanding. Write it down for yourself. Try and figure out how that defines itself for you. And then we can move on. So before I go farther, I'll share this story. When I was heading home today, I had a remembering of something I used to use in my classes I was teaching. And it's nice to revisit these ideas when they come back to us. So for me, it was being on the bus. And in Vancouver, we have these long buses. And they're all the newer ones. They have sensors where you don't push on a bar, you don't shove at anything. It says touch here for the doors to open. And it's big blue and it's got a picture of, and it says touch. And I cannot tell you how many times I see people come to the door and they hit it and they pound at it and the door won't open and they're shoving at it and they force the doors, which sometimes breaks the doors and the bus goes nowhere, or they get stuck and the bus driver has to reset everything. It didn't say push, didn't say force, it says touch. So this is a great analogy for how so many of us live our lives. Where no force is required, we put too much force in. We try to make things happen in a moment rather than build towards it, rather than trust what's needed and just apply that amount of pressure, that amount of movement. When you go up to those doors, I don't even touch anymore because I've realized there's a sensor there, and all I do is just wave my hand in front and the doors open. You know, if they don't read if the sensors don't read too well, I'll walk up and I'll just gently lay my hand on it. Again, the door is open. And this is a difference. The more you apply force to everything in your life, the more you try and fight everything, the harder it is for the pathway in front of you to open. The harder it is for the body, the heart, the mind to open to something. We're trying to apply so much pressure, so much force that things within us tighten up and shut down. You go into a yoga pose, and I'll use yoga as the examples here. You go into a yoga pose and you try and get your body to fold when it hasn't warmed up, when it isn't that accessible, when you haven't done this for a lot of years. Chances are you're going to hurt something, or your whole body will lock up and never let you. I can't tell you the number of people I used to hear who would like, nope, that's as deep as I go. That's as deep as I go. And they got stuck with that idea and they just force themselves to that edge and they'd hold on tight. And I'd see them holding on and I would suggest props. No, I'm good. This is it. And eventually one day they would use props. They would take a deep breath and all of a sudden their bodies would sink deeper or fold deeper or move farther because they stopped applying force and instead put just enough effort in to what was required. And the body, the mind, the heart did the rest. So that door of the bus, that's your door for everything. How many things in your life right now, and this is a great exercise to do, how many things in your life over the past year and moving forward have you been thinking you have to apply a lot of force to? Have you been pushing it so hard that everything's fighting you? Sometimes it's the place you don't need to be going. Sometimes it's the thing you do need to move towards, but because you're just trying to make it happen, you're missing the signal. You're missing that sign that says touch. And you're not paying attention because you're so determined that it has to happen the way you think it needs to happen, the way you believe it should be happening, rather than the way it needs to happen. So take some time, go through some of these things. Where have your pain points been? Where have you been really struggling? Where have you been bashing into that thing that isn't opening in front of you. And then consider how much effort you can pull back on, how much force you can let go of, and see what the thing is that you really need to do. That first thing. Maybe it's just read the sign and then touch. And if it doesn't open on that first touch, maybe you do apply a little more, or maybe you pull back and then touch again. Again, apply this to whatever the situation, whatever the progression is that you're wanting. So as you move into this year of discomfort, these are some of the things you can do. Figure out what discomfort is. Consider that definition that I've just applied of discomfort. See if it resonates with you. Think about where you've been trying to put too much force and where you need to pull back and see what is actually needed. And then really check in. How many things are you doing based on what others have told you needs to be done, what the discomfort should be for you, as opposed to what you need? I was having a lovely conversation today with a couple of gentlemen at a place where I teach. And I was offering this idea up to them of discomfort this year. And the first reaction was like, oh, no, there's enough discomfort. And he said, okay, but what's something you haven't been doing? What's something you can move towards? This, but that's big. I said, yeah, but stop looking at the big. What is it? And one of them was talking about he's spent so much time in the comfort of friends, of just comfortably being with people that he knows in a way that he wants to, that he hasn't put energy into a relationship, finding one that works for him, that will actually help his life thrive. So I said, okay, how are you going to do this? And of course, it was the big idea. Oh, dating apps are horrible. Okay, let's pull back. Don't force. What things do you like to do? What things do you want to try that you haven't tried that might make you uncomfortable besides dating apps? What about a group? What about trying something like dancing? What about other things that you feel a thrive in? And the other fellow told him about a dance class he had gone to, and that's where he had met his wife. And now they were friends with other couples that had formed in this dance circle. And now they all had families. And all it took was this conversation about discomfort for this doorway to open, and he was looking up dance schools. So think of somewhere where you have decided something has to happen a certain way and it's going to be too big. And consider how to pull back again, take that force away from the door. And now, from that, consider what it is that you can start with. What is your discomfort asking that, okay, maybe you want to learn how to speak to strangers because you've been so uncomfortable and you feel like you're missing out by not conversing with people. Maybe you need to do this as part of a job or a business you're starting. So what's the first thing you can do? Start having little short conversations with the cashier in the grocery store that you have to go up to anyway to buy your groceries from. Smile at a stranger on a bus. Throw some quick conversational bit to somebody who's sitting beside you in a coffee shop. Just to hello and hope you have a great day. And notice how it changes for that other person. Not everyone responds, but I guarantee you, because I do this all the time, for the most part, most people, because they also don't know how to have these conversations, are really happy to say hello and to have this conversation, to connect, even if it's just in a have a wonderful day with a smile. So try this, do this. Fun exercise. And then take that and you extrapolate it further into your life. And it might be something else that you're struggling with, but how can you just minimize the discomfort so that you know where you can go without breaking yourself? And when you realize it wasn't too hard, everything in you, your nervous system, the story your mind has, the tension you hold in your body, all of it will soften a bit and it becomes easier and easier. You know, whatever is uncomfortable for you is yours. It's for nobody else to judge. My discomforts are my own. This is one of my discomforts. Not so much the speaking about what I care about, but the recording to put up on YouTube, on social media. I have belief systems around how bad social media can be for people because it pulls everyone away from their lives. But I also know it can offer up so much benefit done in the right manner. So I've got to step out of that discomfort of thinking I'm adding to the problem. And the way I'm going to do that is do this every day with you all, while at the same time ensuring that what I'm sharing isn't just to do something every day, but to offer something of value so that I feel better and you feel better and everybody gets a little something from this. This is how it works. And then if it's valuable, you share it forward, you take my video, you send it to somebody else, or you do something and you let me know. And from there, I grow. I figure out what's really important and valuable for everyone out of all the knowledge I've gathered. You find something for you, and this ripple effect travels outwards. So, this is the thought for today. This is my consideration for this moment. There is, again, more to come. There's always more. Life is full of more. But this is quite a bit. This is a lot of homework. So take a deep breath. Let it out. Do it again. Inhale, fill up. Even this can be uncomfortable for people. Let it go. Just notice what it feels like to be aware of your breath. And in this softer space, start to consider that one thing you're going to start with, that one little bit of discomfort, that edge that you can move towards. Set it with intention. So make it positive. I am, I do, I have. A positive affirmation as if this thing is already true for you, so that everything of you believes it. And then, like planting a seed, really make sure it's in you by repeating it 3 times once you've formed this idea. And then open your eyes. Notice that already something is slightly changed. You don't have to know what, but it is. So let me finish here. And I thank you for this time that you've spent doing this. What is one thing this year that holds discomfort for you that you want to just gently move into? What is that thing that's going to change things for you? You don't have to know how it's going to change things for you, but you know that it's going to offer change because it's become too uncomfortable not to change it. What is that thing that has become so uncomfortable for you, whatever way of being, whatever in your health, in your body, in your emotional being, in your relationships, in your work, has become so uncomfortable that you do not have the option of remaining there? And how are you going to start moving into the thing that is uncomfortable because you know it will offer you the way through. Write it down. Trust that you have everything you need in you because you are amazing. We all are. We were built for this. We were created for this. And start. And I'll check in again tomorrow. Namaste.